Welcome to the Cicero Regular Town Board Meeting, Wednesday, December 11th, 2024 at 6:30 PM. This time, please note there are two exits in the rear of the room and one to my right here. Please silence your cell phones if you would. And please stand for the pledge.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may stand and remember those who are serving in harm's way. Thank you. Are there any other additional agenda items from the board tonight?
No.
No? Okay. Public input. Anybody like to come up and speak on behalf of any of the agenda items? You'll have 3 minutes to speak.
I'll start if that's okay, Mr. Supervisor. Excellent, thank you. I'm speaking briefly tonight about, I'm Jay Reardon. Figure out my address. I mean, Nosita just bought my place. So I'm speaking briefly tonight about setting the organizational meeting. It's number 7 on the current agenda. I'd like to point out that it's not just this board that has a New Year organizational meeting. All the other boards of this town do too, or at least most do. Maybe not the ethics board. And maybe they should probably have an organizational meeting too. You here on the town board could direct the ethics board to have a New Year organizational meeting. I hope you will insist upon this because the ethics board has apparently got stuff to figure out. Moreover, you here on the town board can provide guidance for the organizational meetings of every other local government group. I hope you do so in the general sense. I have suggestions. They regard public participation and Micron. I think the town of Cicero is currently the best local municipality in Cicero, New York, that supports a few crucial things. Things like free speech, public input in meetings and hearings, and public participation in town matters. You really do a great job with these aspects. Cicero is, right now, far ahead of other towns in this regard. And actually, put the public input, public hearings on the agenda, especially the public input periods. That's awesome. Cicero is an exemplar. Let's keep it going. On the other hand, I think it would be very unfortunate if the town of Cicero were to roll back its encouragement of public participation. Over the past few weeks, I've contacted you all on the town board here with certain documented horror stories about municipalities attempting to forestall or even prevent free speech and public participation. I sincerely hope it doesn't go this way in Cicero. Regarding Micron, there has been interesting news about Micron just released. Micron got its federal grant, and the company declined the federal loan funds. It looks more certain than ever that Micron is definitely going to build ASAP after they surpass the environmental review hurdles. This build out will take place in Cicero too. It's not just in Clay. You, this board, is officially an interested party in the seeker stuff. The planning board is an involved party. I hope you leverage that. So it would be very helpful if the town board and other town government groups would provide a comprehensive update about Micron, hopefully on or before these organizational meetings that are going to take place. Finally, just a personal note, I've found myself in a role where I've been helping some people get answers from the town. Seems to be like an ombudsman or resident advocacy role. I think there are others in Cicero, there's a few of them here tonight, who are doing this too. And it's quite exciting and interesting because other towns are doing this, but maybe not to the degree that we here in Cicero are. I'd like to encourage the town via its forthcoming organizational meetings to think about potential aspects whereby the town can get even better answers, whereby people in the town can get even better answers from the town government about their concerns and questions. And the news crews are apparently not here now, but hey, you got these organizational meetings coming up. It's football season. It's a time to encourage y'all to perform well, like it's game day, because it sort of kind of is. So please tell Cicero people about how the metaphorical football field is looking, and I think we deserve that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else?
My name is Mike Franklin, 1406 North State Street, Syracuse. Regarding item 10, the appointment of the two persons to the Board of Assessment Review. I'd like to see the matter tabled for a month. Board of Assessment Review hearings aren't till the end of May, so you have time to appoint people. I'd like to see the resumes of these people posted for the public to see what their credentials are to be Board of Assessment Review members, because getting these assessments right is extremely important. And this town hasn't done a reval, I believe, since 2008. So, you need people that know what they're doing on the Board of Assessment Review in order to sort out a mess such as that. And it would also be good if you did a revaluation, because the taxpayers paid you to do it. And when you get paid to do a job and you don't do it, it's called fraud. The taxpayers gave you their money. Now you need to do the assessment job. Now, I respect that the people who are being the Board of Assessment Review members for $90 for a year, I really appreciate their service, but we really need people who know something about real estate valuations. I have a lot of experience in these matters, and across the state, these towns appoint people who are friends, but not necessarily people who know anything about valuation. And it is extremely important that the public have confidence that this is being done fairly and properly. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? That being said, we'll start with number 4. Counselor Hogan.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve abstracts number 47 of 2024 dated 11/20/2024, abstract number 48 of 2024 dated 11/27/2024, abstract number 49 of 2024 dated 12/4/2024, and abstract number 50 of 2024 dated 12/11/2024.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no, abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve the budget modifications/transfers as presented.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no, abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to set a public hearing for January 8th, 2025 at 6:30 PM to consider changes to town code. The proposed changes to town code will establish a new chapter regulating the construction and placement of battery energy storage systems within the town of Cicero.
Second.
Discussion?
The proposed local law has been posted on the town website, all 28 pages of it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no, abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to set a special town board meeting for the 2025 Town of Cicero organizational meeting to be held on Thursday, January 2nd, 2025 at 6 PM at 8236 Brewerton Road, Cicero, New York.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no, abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution rejecting all bids received for a new metal pole barn, at the police facility pursuant to the town request for bids due December 6, 2024.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to approve the solicitation of bids for a new metal pole barn per amended specifications for the Cicero Police Facility located at 6200 State Route 31, Cicero, New York, 13039. The sealed bids must be received at the Cicero Town Clerk's Office at 8236 Brewerton Road, Cicero, New York, 13039 by Monday, December 30th, 2024 at noon to be open to the public.
Second.
Discussion. This is something that needs to go in front of the planning board. I want the board to recognize that we're asking the Cicero Fire Department to go in front of the planning board, and we already had the Brewerton Fire Department go in front of the planning board for their new building. This should also go in front of the planning board. We should keep everything consistent. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption of resolution to approve the solicitation of bids for air sealing, vapor barrier, and insulation at the police department located at 6200 State Route 31, Cicero, New York, 13039 on Monday, December 30th, 2024 at 11 o'clock a.m.
Second.
Discussion. Chief, I forgot to ask, did we do an energy audit on this? With anybody? Okay. Okay. Okay, that's all I'm asking. Perfect, thanks. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to approve the solicitation of bids for custodial services for the Town of Cicero Police Department located at 6200 State Route 31, Cicero, New York, 13039 on Monday, December 30th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to approve the purchase of a 48 kilowatt model RG 04845 GNAX protector gaseous 120, 240 volt, one-phase gas generator at the police department from Four Green Power Systems LLC, New York State Contract PC 69013S for $23,470 paid with ARPA funds.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to approve the purchase of a Dell server from the CNY RIC BOCES to update and replace Cicero PD1 not to exceed $7,500. Budget code 001-1680-0220-00000.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed. You're gonna abstain? Mike's gonna abstain.
Move the adoption resolution to approve the purchase of a 2025 7x14 enclosed utility trailer for the firearms program, which we purchased from Jim's Trailers for $9,016, selected from 3 quotes. Budget code 002-3120-4590-0000.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to approve the purchase of laminated armored glass for the entrance of the police department, which shall be retrofitted to existing windows to slow down or prevent an active shooter. Shall be purchased from Bonton Glass Company as the sole source to install replacement glass at the police department entrance with 1/4 inch armored shooter attack certified glass and replace the police clerk transaction window with an aluminum window with SS shelf, stainless steel shelf and deal tray, speak through with cover glaze with 5/16 of an inch laminated armored shooter attack certified glass for $8,970 paid for with ARPA funds.
Second.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to approve Armored One as the sole source to install AOTSF 23 security film on the 3 exterior police clerk office windows of the police department in the amount of $1,730.39 paid for with ARPA funds.
Discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to approve the purchase of 2 police vehicles, a 2025 Chevrolet Equinox LT all-wheel drive detective vehicle from Robert Green Truck Division, Onondaga County contract number 0010808 for $32,165.46, and a 2025 Dodge Durango administrative package, Dodge Durango from Robert Green Truck Division, Onondaga County contract number 9919808 for $46,933.03 paid for with ARPA funds.
Second.
Discussion. Chief, we had a brief conversation. The Durango that's coming from the lieutenant, this is replacing that? Another department, probably most likely codes, because we're looking for a vehicle there. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to approve the purchase of air sealing and attic installation for the police department. The funds will be earmarked $25,000 to air seal, install a vapor barrier and cellulose insulation at the police department. Budget code 002-3120-4710-0000.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Extend drainage contract with LaFleur Contractors, Inc. Move for the adoption resolution to exercise the option to extend the drainage improvements contract with LaFleur Contractors through 2025 up to the amount approved in the 2025 budget.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Extend emergency sewer contract with J.K. Tobin Construction Company, Inc. Move for the adoption of a resolution to extend the option to extend the sanitary sewer repairs contract with J.K. Tobin Construction Company, Inc. through 2025.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
2025 intermunicipal wastewater agreement with Onondaga County. Move for adoption of resolution to approve the 2025 intermunicipal wastewater agreement with the Onondaga County Department of Water Environmental Protection, the OCDWEP, and approve the supervisor to sign the agreement.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Pump replacement parts for Island Hollow Pumping Station. Move for the adoption of resolution to approve the purchase of 2 new pumps and related purchases for the Island Hollow Pumping Station from Sure Martin Process Equipment through County Contract 0010912 in the amount of $15,389.64. OCD WEP provides the maintenance for the town-owned pumping station and has notified the town of the need of these pumps to be replaced. The town will purchase the pumps and OCD WEP will install them. The budget code is 092-8120-4000-000.
And I think is there another zero on the end of that? Is there missing a zero? Missing one more zero. Nice.
Zero.
Second.
Like we need more zeros. All, discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no. What?
He seconds.
Anybody wish to vote no or abstain? Passed.
Uncompleted work agreement for Route 11 Streetscapes Project. Move for adoption resolution to approve the uncompleted work agreement between the town and Barrett Paving Materials, Inc., and authorize the town engineer to sign the agreement. Barrett Paving Materials, Inc. has provided a bank check in the amount of $20,000, $431.96 to guarantee the post-planting care for the street trees and any further completion of work required.
Second.
Question. All in favor?
Aye.
Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed.
Back to you.
With respect to the next two items, even prior to, I believe it was Mr. Franklin was his name, the comments, we do contracts quite often, at the December meetings. I don't recall ever appointing anyone to a board. In a December meeting, I think these should be pushed off the organization.
These are supposed to be after on the organization meeting.
Okay, so, all right, so we're going to withdraw these anyway?
Yes.
Okay, all right, perfect. All right, thank you.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to hire Audrey Hajwin sorry if the name is mispronounced, as a part-time as needed recreation attendant / teen center monitor at the canteen at a pay rate of $18 per hour with a start date on or about December 12th and contingent upon Audrey passing a background check and physical. Budget code 002-7310-0100-7310.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain? Passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve the expenditure of $60,000 towards a new dog park at Skyway Park, paid for with the ARPA funds.
Second.
Discussion.
Mike, did you want to say anything about this? I know you've been working.
Just mainly on fence quotes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Wish to vote no or abstain? Passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve an expenditure of approximately $18,228 for Fortino's Home Solutions low bidder to install a concrete pad under a pavilion at Skyway Park, another under a pavilion at Plank Road Park, as well as 6 concrete pads within dugouts at Skyway Park, utilizing the already approved ARPA funds for park enhancement projects.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
To vote no or abstain? Passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution approving $17,000 towards the purchase of a Toro Dingo mini skid steer from J.C. Smith and Company. County contract will be used, paid for with ARPA funds.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain? Passed.
Custodial services, move for the adoption of resolution to approve Richard Boise to provide custodial services for the Cicero Town Hall building in the amount of $14,800 a year, and for the supervisor to execute the contract, budget code 001-1620-4100-0000. Alternate bid by Immaculate Commercial Cleaning, Michael Welch, was $20,000.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain? Passed.
Commercial gaming licensing for James Harvey Spire, 787 American Legion Commercial Gaming License. Move the adoption of resolution to approve the issuance of a commercial gaming license to the James Harvey Spire, 787 American Legion, located at 5575 Legionnaire Drive in Cicero, for the strict and restricted purpose of conducting bingo games, with the condition that games will be held on behalf of the Syracuse Brigadier Organization only, and that will expire on 12/31/25 pursuant to Section 481 of the General Municipal Law, subject to New York State Gaming Commission approving the schedule of maximum rents to be fair and reasonable, effective January 1st, 2025.
Second.
Discussion. In favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
ML Cockamase Lighting Maintenance. Move for the adoption of resolution allowing the supervisor to execute the agreement from ML Cockamase Electric Corporation to maintain the traffic signals listed below. The hourly costs are set forth $171.39 normal daytime hours, $215.14 overtime and Saturdays, and $258.89 holidays and Saturdays, effective 01/01/2025 through 12/31/2025. 1, maintenance of flashing beacons, school zones. A, Brewerton Road Elementary School, Route 11, Brewerton. B, Gillette Road Middle School, South Bay Road, Cicero. 2, units north and southbound on approach to school. 2, maintenance of traffic signals, lights, and controllers. A, intersection of Circle Drive and Hogan Drive, Cicero. B, Circle Drive at the entrance of Drivers Village, Cicero. And 3, maintenance of flashing light / controller. A, railroad tracks approach on Orangeport Road, Brewerton. B, Lakeshore Road for William Park, Cicero.
Second.
Discussion. Did you guys still want to send a letter to the school district regarding these lights for the schools?
Oh, was that about sharing the cost?
We don't have a school and we're paying for school lights. That was the concept that way.
No, I mean, did we send one last year? I know there was discussion
We
about it. I don't
did
recall.
not send one.
We
mean,
can
I
talk
believe-
about it.
I mean, yeah, I'm open to discussion about that. I don't
Okay.
think they're gonna agree, but.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to enter into a shared service agreement with the Town of Cicero Highway Department and the Village of North Syracuse DPW to provide snow removal on the sidewalks along East Taft Road from Route 81 South exit ramp heading east to the Quick Fill gas station located at 5919 East Taft Road in exchange for the Town of Cicero Highway Department to provide snow removal on Sleeth Mill Circle off Hamilton Road for the 2025-26 winter season per the agreement. Authorize the supervisor to execute the agreement.
Second.
Discussion. Had a discussion with Chris the other day about this. There's another 3 blocks that don't get done that I want to ask the village if they will do.
Apartment, the people who run the apartments usually keep those clean. That's why
Right.
we have never done them.
But then there's sidewalks on Rexford and Rosewood, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe they stop at Rexford.
Okay, so I told them we'll monitor that. Okay, thanks. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution approving the expenditure of $7,744.18 to replace the clutch in truck 29 by Beam Max Sales and Service, budget code 003-5130-4315-0000.
Second.
All in discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution authorizing the supervisor to sign a letter of intent with Timco to hold a 2023 Freightliner 500X chassis with a Timex sweeper body, purchase price of $361,500 with a down payment of $65,000 approved in the 2025 budget.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve and authorize the supervisor to execute the renewal agreement with Eric Berger, DBA Bird Dog Wildlife Control for beaver removal in the town from 1/1/25 through 12/31/25. The agreement has a setup fee of $250 by location and a beaver removal fee of $100 per catch. The agreement shall not exceed $2,500 without further authorization from the town. Budget code 060-8540-4000-0000.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to hire the following as temporary, part-time as-needed wingers at a pay rate of $25 per hour to assist with snow removal. Start date December 12th, 2024. Budget code Highway Seasonal Winter 003-5142-0105-0000.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
They wish to vote no or abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve the issuance of a letter grant of limited license from the town of Cicero to the owners of property located at 6825 Myers Lane to allow for the installation of a fence and a portion of a town sewer easement as shown on a survey map prepared by Seguin Land Surveying PLLC and dated December 2nd, 2024, submitted by the property owners. This resolution is contingent upon the town engineer's approval of the map and plan as to form and content, and also authorizes the town supervisor to execute the letter grant on behalf of the town.
Second.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
2025 Chevrolet Equinox. Move the adoption of resolution to approve the purchase of a 2025 Chevrolet Equinox LT-AWD from McGuire Motors LLC, NYS OGS contract PC 68973-SB for $29,894.43. $15,000 from the budget code 002-8010-0220-0000 and $14,894.43 paid for with ARPA funds.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Historian contract. Move the adoption of resolution to approve Mallory Albert as town historian at an annual amount of $700 and to authorize the supervisor to execute the 2025 contract, budget code 001-7510-4000-0001.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Historical Society Agreement. Move for the adoption of resolution to approve a contract for historical services between the town of Cicero and the town of Cicero Historical Society, calling for the society to provide valuable historical services to the town of Cicero and our residents from January 1, 2025 to December 31st, 2025 for the amount of $30,000 paid for with ARPA funds. This resolution also authorizes the supervisor to execute the contract and any additional necessary documents.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to say something. So this $30,000 is going towards exactly what?
The maintenance and possibly the roof, whatever they choose to do with it. And I'm going to guess it's going to be the roof.
Okay,
Preserve our history in the town of Cicero.
okay. So I look forward to seeing this house be utilized more for the community going forward. I think I've made it clear in past meetings that I'm underwhelmed with what they've done in the past. So I'm hoping to see and look forward to seeing what they can do to involve themselves more in the community going forward.
All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Computer purchase. Move the adoption resolution to approve the purchase of a new computer from BOCES for the town engineer not to exceed $3,000. Budget code 050-1440-0220-0000.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain,
Abstain.
passed. One abstention over here, Tracy.
Stormwater Securities. Move the adoption of resolution to approve a security posting agreement between Huber Brewer Construction Company, Inc. and the town of Cicero securing final completion of the stormwater improvements by the developer of the substantially completed Loso apartment project on Lake Shore Road. Some of the final work may not be able to be completed during the winter months, so the developer has agreed to post securities to ensure completion. The town board members have been provided with a copy of the proposed agreement, and this resolution authorizes the supervisor to execute the agreement on behalf of the town.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Body worn cameras. Move the adoption of resolution to approve a 5-year agreement with Motorola Solutions for implementation of body worn cameras in the amount of $18,243.75. $10,425 will be budgeted to the town codes department for cameras which will be used by our codes officers. Budget code 050-80-10-0220-0000 and $7,818.75 will be budgeted to the courts, 3 cameras which will be used by court constables. Budget code 050-1110-020 -0000.
Second.
Discussion. All in
I never
favor?
want to miss that
Aye.
last zero. Sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve the expenditure of $160,000 for the installation of a water service and hydrant by Aqua to the town's brush pile at Gateway Park, budget code 050-8340-0200-0000.
Second.
Discussion. I just want to say that we had an incident out there about a month and a half ago. I want to thank every fire department, Bridgeport, Cicero, South Bay, all the fire departments in the surrounding area, and all the way from, I can't even remember, Chittenango,
Lincoln.
farther out from Lincoln, who responded to this incident out there. But also, when we met with Aqua recently, we also found out that in the neighborhood, there are several issues with fire hydrants that are in that area. They're far apart, and this is going to help, I hope, put a plan of attack in place as well for that area. So,
Were we amending the amount on that from 140?
yeah, the amount's 160 from 140.
All right, well, who read it?
Mike did. He already-
Okay.
He already read it
Okay,
there,
I
yeah,
didn't catch
as
that. I was
such, yeah.
thinking- the water service at Gateway, I think, is critical because that is one of the areas we have for expansion of our park amenities. We are going to need bathrooms there. I've said in these meetings, I'd like to see the next splash pad put there. I think that Bridgeport could definitely use more attention from us. I think that is a natural place for us to be expanding amenities at our parks, and the water is an important first step.
Agreed.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move the adoption resolution to hire Tori Gavin as a part-time as-needed tax clerk effective December 20th, 2024, at a pay rate of $17.50 per hour.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move for the adoption of a resolution to approve the purchase of a Sigma ID3 printer system and accessories, New York State Contract PT 68825 to enhance Town of Cicero employee identification, building access and security for $11,339 from Linstar, budget code 001-1680-0220-0000.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed.
Move to adopt a resolution to approve the expenditure of $7,000 to update signs throughout the town paid for with ARPA funds.
Second.
Discussion.
Could you just specify some of the signs that you're planning on updating?
If you look, there's some, when you come off Road 81, there's one there. There's a couple in all of our parks have one. If you notice, they're all faded and tattered and need to be painted, and the sign templates itself, they need to be replaced. And there's also one missing on 31 by entering the town of Cicero from the town of Clay.
The one on Northern Boulevard heading in from DeWitt could also use some attention. It's always covered, yeah, it's
That one's older than all of us.
dated
combined.
design, yes, and a bad location and a bad height, everything. And I have asked Mr. Wozniak, and he has some people out there to chop the weeds before, but they do grow quickly.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Vote no or abstain, passed. Move for adoption of resolution to accept the proposal from Bonadeo and Company LLC to conduct a full 23 and 24 financial statement audit and federal compliance audit not to exceed 60,000. Authorize the supervisor to sign and execute the engagement letter paid with ARPA funds.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. Long time coming. All in favor?
Aye.
You wish to vote no or abstain? Passed. Discussion, just one, the board here, need at least maybe one to, do some interviews with me. Looking for interviews.
For what?
For the police.
Oh, police interviews? Yeah, that's fine. Just get in touch with me.
Okay.
And we'll work something out.
You got it. Anybody else? No?
We had our comprehensive plan meeting a couple of weeks ago, and Kate, if you just want to elaborate on what our next steps here are, I believe we're going to look at setting up a work session here before it goes right up for.
Right. On November 14th was the steering committee public meeting. The steering committee voted to pass the draft comprehensive plan onto the board. And then, so the draft plan and the comments have been sent to the board. The draft plan is on the town's website for anyone who would like to read it. So the board, I believe, is choosing to have, it can either go straight to public hearing, so you could set a public hearing right now if you wanted to, or you can go, the consultant has offered a work session. So the work session would then be open to the public, probably someday in January. I think I sent a few dates, if you guys could let me know which is the best for you. So then we'll have one more kind of public format with that. Then from how you feel from that, then you decide to set a public hearing. So to get to these next steps, because then we have to roll into the zoning codes updates that are
I think we
following.
should go in a work session because some of the board members weren't able to attend those meetings. And it'll be better. 'Cause
Okay.
We had some concerns after the fact.
Okay, I will let the consultant know and and I'll keep us all on one looped email.
I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know what. the
No,
board-
I think that's what
Yeah.
you guys all thought.
Yes.
Okay. to
And
go to
one
work session.
email would be great.
One email, yeah. Okay, very good.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Kate.
Anybody else? Okay.
I'd also like to just circle back in effort to keep transparent. Robert, can you just confirm that the investigation is still ongoing? Okay.
Thanks. Anyone else? Anyone from, go ahead, Teresa. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to report, we had the town tree lighting holiday event on Saturday. It went very well, had awesome attendance. Thank you to everyone that came out and to many organizations and volunteers that helped us put that on. Also, just wanted to promote this Saturday, we are doing a fundraising dinner at Panera here in Cicero. So if anyone is interested in going out to dinner on Saturday and you go to Panera, please take a picture of this flyer, or when you're at checkout, say fund for you, and 25% of the sales go toward the canteen. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody from the public want to come up and speak? Come on up.
Good evening.
Mr. Santucci, you'll have 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Rob Santucci, and I reside at 7775 Braniff Circle in Cicero. I'm a 40-plus year resident and a retired teacher in the North Syracuse Central School District. I am also the chair of the Cicero Democratic Committee, although that is not why I'm here tonight. I'm here because I love my town. I want to address the situation we have with Town Supervisor Mike Aragano. Earlier this summer, we were made aware of allegations of verbal abuse and harassment involving former town employee Natalie Van Epps. The details of her affidavit show a pattern of abusive behavior of a subordinate by her direct supervisor, which was Mr. Aragano. These accusations include forcing her to divulge personal, sensitive medical information, verbal beratement towards her, and creating a hostile work environment. Ultimately, Mr. Aragano's unyielding harassment caused her to quit her job. For the record, I wholeheartedly believe Ms. Van Epps' allegation against Supervisor Aragano. From the information in her affidavit, one can only conclude that this was a scared 25-year-old woman trying to expose brutish behavior against her, which had no apparent reason. She had no axe to grind, but I believe the supervisor did. It is my understanding that the town board has started an investigation of Supervisor Aragano's behavior. However, it's been over 3 months since this process began, and still the town of Cicero residents have no pertinent updates or resolutions thus far. And to make matters worse, the town board has stood in way of numerous FOIL filings and has failed to comply fully with these requests. That's just not good governance. The residents and taxpayers of Cicero are being denied the right to have a properly functioning town board and a supervisor who will represent us with decency and dignity, not with harassment and degradation of town employees. Because of the charges against Supervisor Aragano and the fact that he has lost the confidence of those who elected him, I call for his resignation effective by the end of calendar year 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on up.
Good evening, Board. Merry Christmas to everybody. My name is George Lonergan. I reside at 7059 Cattleman's Crossing Road. And our family dates back in the town of Cicero, probably an aggregated total of over 100 years. And tonight is kind of a highlight for my family. And I know all of you, some better than others. I knew this kid since he was born, but tonight's a big night for my family and my family business. I own J&J Equipment. One of the things on itinerary tonight was for the town to buy a new street sweeper. Fortunate enough that the town is going to buy a new street sweeper from our family business. And I want to thank the town taxpayers. Means a ton to my family to be a local vendor of this company. Our family's owned businesses in this town forever. And I just wanted to come up and thank the taxpayers. Thank you guys for your faith in me and my product, my company. And wanted to publicly thank everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Anyone else? Come on up.
I'm Anthony Burnley. I live on Weaver Road here in Cicero. I'm only up here 10 years. So I don't have great family ties, but I talk to a lot of people. I have a background going back 40 years, NYPD, and then I was Teamsters. I've been on the board of, excuse me, I've been a delegate. I've been on the board of trustees. I've done a lot. I've worn a lot of hats. I've been on anywhere from boards from 5 to 15. I've never seen anything like this. Boards are supposed to be a little cohesive. It seems like what's going on here is judgment before anything is done. I hear there's an investigation going on. I wasn't at the last one, but I watched it on that Zoom, and it was terrible. It seems like it's just a pack attack. I don't know if Mike's guilty or innocent. I'm not going there. All I know is that it just seems like from what I'm reading, Mr. Bacallo, I hear it's credible. It's done. You leaned over last week and you said, Cicero needs better, Cicero needs better, Cicero needs better. You said it 5 times in one thing. That's poisoning the brew. I never saw anybody not say, we're going to do the investigation, and where the investigation goes, that's where it lies. We have somebody else come up and say he believes everything about Mike is he's guilty. It's poisoning the brew. I don't even know what the investigation's about, but Ms. Hogan I saw last week say he should last month should resign. Then why are you coming to the office? If the guy doesn't come to the office, it seems like he's hiding. Everybody said transparency. They asked Mike, and he said straight out, he didn't do it. He didn't do the allegations. To me, you can't get any more transparent than that. I don't believe that this is going very well at all. I believe we have people on the board who have a big conflict of interest. Maybe that we should go there. It just seems like everything's wrong. Mr. Karp, I don't know you. I never met you. But last week when I watched that tape of the woman who was the supervisor talking about Carmenica Drive, saying that it's dark, the streets are bad, there's cars there. She was nervous. She said that. Mike said he's called the town. He tried to get it done. He doesn't know if the light, he said no on the lights, but he said his finger's on it. When she was done, you turned around and said, haven't been through there in a while. Are they still dumping? You're on the board. Maybe you should go through there in a while. Don't ask some old woman who just told you that there's a car parked there and she's nervous about dumping. There's dumping. Go through there. You're on the board. All of you are on the board. You should be cohesive in what's going on. Let the investigation take its part, not jump to the media and say somebody's guilty, somebody's wrong, and poison the brew. You're causing division here. And that's what it is. It's a pack attack. Okay, I don't know Mike that well. Like I told you, I was NYPD. When cops get together, I don't know this gentleman here, but I'll talk to him. I talk to a lot of people in the neighborhood. A lot of people. Maybe I talk too much. But anything can happen, okay? It was an allegation made 2 years ago. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but it's amazing that it came to light about 2.5 months ago, and right after that, everybody was saying, Mike's guilty, Mike's guilty, Mike's guilty. They just had somebody killed in New York City. It took them over a week and a half to get the guy and find out that he was guilty. They don't even know if he's guilty 100%. But everybody seems to have made a decision already. And you guys are poisoning the brew. And that is not what a governance should be. You guys should, we wait until the investigation is, we're a cohesive bunch, we want Cicero to grow, and that's the way it should be. Speaking for myself, I don't know about everybody else and anybody else who's going to say Mike's automatically guilty and this and that. I think you let it go when it's supposed to go with the investigation. And asking him to stay home, from what I understood from listening to that one last month, was nobody was even in the office asking questions yet. And you're asking him to stay home because he might poison the brew, which is exactly what you guys are doing. All right, that's my part. Sorry.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Tony Boreal, 6967 Island Road. I'm a member of the Cicero Historical Society. I want to thank the board very much for what they're helping to support our organization. And the money will be definitely used for the roof to save that building. It's in dire straits. So I want to appreciate and thanks to the board for everything. You know, you've heard us come up and email some forceful, you know, positive enforcement. Thank you very much. Okay. And yes, your words have not fallen on deaf ears, and you are correct. We will step up. Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
got it.
Okay. Anyone else?
Jamie Party, 5980 Schneller Road. I'd like to piggyback off what was just said by the retired officer. He's got a very valid point as far as the one-way board we have here. I have a letter that I'm going to read that was asked to be read. It didn't go to the board because they knew the board wouldn't read it because it wasn't based on their agenda as far as the 4 acting members. I also submitted a letter on behalf and, excuse me, are you paying attention or would you look? Oh, okay. I can ask someone else to come up and speak on their behalf too, if you want to take it that far, but I'm thankful that you showed your true self. So now I'll continue. I have a letter, and I also submitted a letter that the board refused to read. If you were in the best interest of the town and had any concern and care about this investigation, which I think it needs to be fully investigated, you would take and you would understand and you would support everybody's input in this town. After all, we're all taxpayers. We have the right to speak. And if we ask you to speak on our behalf, you offer that. It's your job to do that. By you refusing to speak on behalf of anybody that doesn't favor your opinion, because there is no final investigation, I find it very saddening and disheartening for this town. And maybe all 4 of you should look at a new career and not be on this board, because it's disgusting, because we all have a right for you to represent us as you were elected. And now I want to bring up, which I find it and I saw it coming. Now we've got the Democratic Party here tonight who showed the Republican Party how disheartening it is as all 5 of you as Republicans that can't get along. So you just gave the Democratic Party headway. So now I'm going to read this letter, and it was submitted by Donna Schutz, 9045 Henry Clay Boulevard, Clay, New York, 13041, 11/14/2024. On November 13th, 2024, I attended the Cicero Town Board meeting to speak about my interactions with Supervisor Argano. After the meeting, as I was leaving the town hall, I greeted Mrs. George, who was sitting on a bench just outside the door. Mrs. George said, "I don't believe you. I can't believe you don't support the Me Too movement." She spoke over me so much that I couldn't get a word in, so I decided to walk away. As I started walking back towards Jackie, I noticed Mr. George standing next to his wife. She pointed at me and said, "That's the one, Mr. George." Then accosted me saying, "I'm going to get you fired. You brought the church into this. I'm going to call the pastor. I'm going to call the bishop. I'm friends with the bishop. I'm going to have your job." I responded, this is the letter, not myself. I mentioned the church in the very first sentence to provide context about how I know Supervisor Aragano. That's the only time I mentioned it. I never brought up any allegations as far as who brought the church into this. It was you, when you mentioned at the October 13th meeting that someone at church claimed the church looked the other way. Despite my explanation, Mr. George continued to threaten me, repeating, "I'm going to get you fired." Feeling threatened, I walked away and went to my car, where I broke down in tears. Donna Schutz. So on that, doesn't that bring sadness to you that this is what you've turned this meeting into? I mean, you brought it to this board. It's not up to you to bring this to the board. We have departments for this. You have an HR department. In the initial allegations, the HR department was brought up. Why aren't we looking at that? Can I have extension?
You want to,
Okay. There you go. See what I'm saying? you never do this to anybody else. Why just me? I have record of that and it's on YouTube. We can show it many times, but now you're disrupting me. But on your behalf, out of respect, I'll step back. And can you please make note that I was asked to stop my speech?
My name is Robert George, Lakeshore Road. Ms. Van Epps is here today. For anybody who has a question, you two particularly, feel free to discuss it with her. I'm going to just state that comment made by Jamie Pardee, reading a statement from Donna Schutz, a flat-out fabrication and lie. Donna Schutz just lied. Aragano, I believe you're part of it. I made no threat to her. She came to me. She repeatedly came to me. What I saw her do that time was evil. The way she addressed the board, what she said, the unhinged nature of it. I was advised that Mr. Pardee asked her to come and speak is a flat-out fabrication and lie. I was sitting next to my wife, minding my own business, when she repeatedly came to me. I did not threaten her. I do not threaten people. I am a pacifist. I don't believe in that. I never went towards her. At some point, she said she's going to contact Father Sight, and she left. I didn't even know who she was. During the meeting, there were two women behind us with catcalls, like inebriated ruffians at a football game, shouting out. I said to my wife several times, "Who is that lady?" She kept on saying, "Father Sight's secretary." I said, "Are you sure?" Because I can't believe how they're behaving. I don't know who she is. I don't recognize her. I don't think I've ever interacted with her. What she just stated through Pardee is a complete fabrication, and it will be litigated in Supreme Court. Mr. Pardee is a defendant. Donna Schutz, defendant. We'll let the court handle that issue.
Thank you, Town Board, for hearing me. Maria George, Lakeshore Road, Cicero. In regards to, forgot his name already, sorry, who read Donna Schutz's letter. And I can appreciate him reading what was very well crafted and redacted revisionist history of her and my conversation that night after that last town board meeting. I was sitting at the picnic table. She came to me. I never stood up from that picnic table while she kept telling me what she thought, what was going to happen, who her friends are, how wrong everything is. She told me flat out she doesn't believe it. All the allegations she had. My husband came out, Robert George came out, and they started sparring together. For her to say she was afraid, she walked away and kept coming back to him probably 4 or 5 times. A person who's afraid doesn't keep coming back. She tried walking away. She came back and tried giving him her paper. He wouldn't take it. She walked away again. She came back and said, "Here, let me just show you." He wouldn't take it. A person who's afraid for their life, apparently she told somebody at church she was afraid for her life. Yeah, you did. Now who's the liar? She does not keep coming back to a person who they're afraid of. She walked away. She came back several times. I never stood up from that picnic table the whole time. She was standing over me, pointing her finger in my face. So you can look at whatever revised history she's trying to paint a picture. So she's the victim. She's not the victim. I guarantee you that.
Thank you.
I truly had no intention of speaking tonight. I truly didn't. But after hearing these these lies of a wife obviously trying to support her husband in his lies. Look, I never said,
Relax.
it's my turn.
Relax.
I was not screaming from the, here, yes, I was
Okay,
here.
okay.
Here's the deal. When I went outside, she was sitting down. That's true. She did not approach me. I asked her if she was okay because she was sitting down. Then she said to me, "I can't believe you don't believe in the Me Too movement, all this other stuff." And I said, "Look, I came here for one reason. I didn't come here about the allegations.
the investigation will, the investigation hasn't even started. She proceeded to say that they have been questioning people. And I asked her point blank, well, how can you say that if they're telling us the investigation hasn't even started? Then I did walk away because I couldn't get a word in edgewise with her. So I started to walk away. Jackie, who I came here with, was still at the front here. I walked back to see Jackie. At that point, Mr. George was out by his wife. He had said to me point blank that I'm going to have you fired. I'm going to get your job. I'm going to call Father Sight. I'm going to call the bishop. I'm friends with the bishop. And I said, because you brought the church into this. And I said, I didn't bring the church into this. The only thing I said about the church was my first sentence, which was to give context to how I knew Supervisor Aragano. I said, in terms of who brought something about the church into this was what you did at the prior town hall meeting, when you said something occurred at the church and that you were going, and that the church tried to hide something. I never said that the church, I never said anything about the church other than in my first sentence. And yes, I did attempt to give him the paper to show him what I said. And he didn't want it. He continued to rail that he was going to have my job, have me fired. And yes, it did scare me. Was I scared of him? No, I was not afraid of him. I wasn't afraid. But what he said so unnerved me that at a town hall meeting, I can't speak my piece. As a lawyer, does he not know the First Amendment? I'd never been to a town hall meeting before. I thought everyone had the right to say what they felt and how they felt. And that I'm getting treated outside like that, it just threw me. It absolutely threw me. And that just, it unnerved me. Was I physically frightened of him? No, I wasn't physically frightened of him. But what he's saying up here, that he didn't say this, that he didn't say that, is just unbelievable to me. Unbelievable.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I got 3 seconds. All right. Would you guys like to disclose the name of the HR firm you hired? I have it, but I mean, is it for public knowledge or not? Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I want to just wish everybody a happy and healthy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
I'd like to, if I could.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to comment on some of the things. I just want to correct the record on one thing Mr. Santucci said. The town board has nothing to do with foils. The town foil officer is receiver of taxes, Nicole Walsh. So I just wanted to correct the record on that.
Okay. I'll make a motion to close the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.